Have you ever used a Scrub Daddy? This is Minutspirations. Today's topic, the Scrub Daddy. So at our house, Dana cooks. I act as the sous chef, kind of clean up behind her and then clean up the dishes when we're done. And so one night I'm up at the counter kind of scrubbing some dishes, pots and pans and stuff like that. And I said, Dee, would you mind picking us up another sponge the next time you go to the store? She goes, yeah. How come? I said, because it stinks. It's time to throw this one out. And she says, no problem. So the next day she goes to the store. I find myself carrying groceries in. Again, I make one trip and out of one of the bags spills the Sponge Daddy. We've never used it. It's like a circle with two eyes and a little mouth on it. And it has all these like little prickly areas on it. And I pick it up and I'm like, Dee, this is really a hard sponge. And she said, run it under hot water. So I did. And I wanted to test it out. So I'm just running it under hot water and it cleans really well. And I said, well, how do you get it back to scrub mode? She goes, run it under cold water. So I run it under cold water and all of a sudden it's that brickish kind of sponge again. She goes, you know what else? I said, what? She goes, it won't smell. She says, these things are tested to last several months. And she goes, and you know what else? I said, what? She said, you can put it in the dishwasher and it'll totally refresh. I said, wow. I said, can I share something with you? She said, yeah. As I was pulling a spoon through the mouth, the sponge cleaned both sides of the spoon off. And it was right there. I thought, you know what? The Sponge Daddy is kind of a metaphor for life, right? The more we get into it, the more we find out how interesting life is. Or if we just treat life like a regular old sponge, we find ourselves hanging on to circumstances every day, just being at the will of the world. And that's not the case, because we can grab the bull by the horns, grab the world by the horns, and create the life we want. In fact, one of the best tools is self-discovery. And for that, I'd ask this question. Have you ever had a comment that you made or an action that you did and it kind of left you feeling a little bit weird? Did you just move on, or did you wonder, why did I do that? Where did that even come from? Why did I say that? That, my friends, is just one more way that life is like the Scrub Daddy. Make today great. Pass it on. I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.